down the floor. And just like that, we have a tie basketball game. And this is a veteran Notre Dame team. So you don't expect for them to run away and hide because Georgia Tech had some momentum going in the first half.
Well, we talked a little bit about Al McGuire today, and I worked with Al his last year with CBS.
Yes, the year. And as we mentioned earlier, if the Irish win this one and Duke loses tonight to North Carolina, as Jackson converts. The lob, and it's usually Demetrius.
Good to see Clifford getting going early.
Second field goal, 4 points for Clifford. BC to within 3. Backdoor Jackson.
Coach Rob Jeter turning back to him to begin the second half. Alley-oop to Jackson. The
limited minutes. August exits with 19 points. In the game is Bonzi Colson. It's a season high for Zach August, by the way, the points scored. And he's hardly been out there. Up and under.
5 from the free throw line in this second half. Grant check by Harrison, Andrew Harrison. Hooker matchup with Jackson. Oh my!
At the half, EJ and the guys. Great day here. 16 games across the family of networks. So excited to get the round of 64. It started as Grant.
Go right into his body. And that led to a fast break basket for the Blue Devils. Duke does not force a lot of turnovers, but when they get one, they score efficiently.
Jaron Grant off his screen.
The feel and the instincts and the terrific hands and the great footwork.
And he's into double figures already.
He has the size, the strength, physicality. He's got to learn to play a little better on the defensive end, and that will come.
Grant, tough floater.
Something that we've not seen consistently from Notre Dame. Their weak side defense, when the basketball is attacking, they've been terrific at coming to the basketball and taking away the extra pass. Today they've been flat-footed, and late Miami has capitalized on the offensive end.
Grant again. Now he's being aggressive with his shot.
Ability to get it off the glass with his size at 6'8", 6'9", then to be comfortable to make that play to stall. That's the advantage for Bill Cohen.
Here's Grant. Oh, beautiful.
He is 4 of 4 from the field, 9 points for the center. Grant.
For the rest, Gucci Johnson and Beach both back into the game after that timeout.
Rollberry's got to guard the ball.
Another wasn't even ranked at the beginning of the year in the preseason. And to be number 8 in the country, that just speaks to the job that Mike Bray has done and the balance that he has created on this team.
Louisville has a great defensive ball.
Finding some help. You get the ball out of Karl Anthony Towns' hands, force that defense to reset. Because right now, it's man against the boy.
Know the importance of the ACC tournament. You know, in the Big Ten, it has always been the regular season. This conference has always been about
Wins this year, Duke by 4, beat North Carolina by 1, Michigan State by 1. Coming out playing that man-to-man defense, and they stop this offensive machine, because that's what Notre Dame's been all year. Execution, execute wide open.
Jackson. He has played so well. I think you got to continue to feed him. I mentioned it on the first possession out of the half. Play through Blossom game. Get him involved. Allow him to come off screens, curl cut, and get to the middle of the paint. To Connaughton. Another.
My time.
And Tony Bennett will play the kid, too, playing 31 minutes in that game against Miami. He has confidence in him.
Loves offensive rebounds, and that's why Georgia Tech, one of the best offensive rebounds in the country. Coach Gregory feeling it, loves the way his team is playing right now.
Tough with the Miami coaching staff about now that August is playing, how do they defend it?
Yeah, they're going to change their coverages on the ball screens. At times, they're going to flat show, trying to contain the guard from getting to the basket. But you're also going to have people in weak side position to take away his roll game.
Your step forward, I think, in just his approach, how aggressive he is, how confident he is.
2 minutes to go before halftime here at South Bend. Beachum straight on. Yes.
And they're also in a scenario where they got Virginia coming here, and this is their home court. So this game is much bigger in terms of importance, I firmly believe, than Louisville. Not that Notre Dame doesn't want it. I mean, obviously they want it.
Astoria.
One of the best offensive rebounds in in the country. Coach Gregory feeling it, loves the way his team is playing right now.
Tough turnover.
At just 2 points, 1 of 6 from the field in the first half. Asturia curling around. Finds Beecham. Shot those jumpers well.
Both of these teams had losing records last season. Notre Dame was 15-17, had an early exit in the ACC tournament. Butler was 14-17, just 4-14 in the Big East last year. Butler replaced Notre Dame in the Big East as Notre Dame moved to the ACC.
For Colson, in that particular play, he's too experienced, he's too smart. And just because you're frustrated that you couldn't finish the opportunity, you can't compound it and put your team at a deficit. That was a real mistake for Colson, who's too old to make that kind of mistake.
7 newcomers and then 2 redshirt freshmen on his roster. So he's teaching every day. It's the small things. He's not just teaching basketball. It's really about college life and allowing these young men to get adjusted to what they have to do to be successful on and off.
Screening action, changing sides of the floor, good activity off the ball.
Colson backing in.
And without your point guard, and with White new to the program, I think these guys are trying to figure it out right now.
That's Asturia. Hesitation.
December against Southern Miss. 22 bench points for the Noles, 14 for Notre Dame. Asturia.
Native of Greece, put on a lot of muscle this offseason.
30 pounds since his freshman year, actually. This past offseason was the bulk of that, but he's really gotten bigger since he's come on.
Picked up his 3rd personal foul, so August in a little bit of trouble. Grant now in trouble foul-wise. But it's about to be a moot point. 6:45 to play in the game.
Now time's starting to become a factor.
Oh, big factor now. Grant is...
You see scattered green throughout the arena, but not very much at all. And you would imagine most of the folks who were from Virginia or NC State or Duke and held tickets, they sold them to folks from Chapel Hill on their way out of the building last night, or at least Carolina.
Highest minute player total behind Rakeem Christmas in the ACC.
You can see why. When he has the ball in his hands, good things happen.
Connaughton against Martin.
Nice drive.
For North Carolina. He has 4. Great big Monday to get us started. All 4 teams tonight in our doubleheader ranked in the top 18 in the poll just released today. Connaughton turns
to layup at this point in the game. What a basketball game. Well, you hate to see one team have to lose this game.
Connaughton again.
Who had been guarded by Asturia. Now Grant takes him on, and Beecham goes to Justin Anderson. So will Justin Anderson start to break loose here a little bit and score it?
Connaughton. Yes!
Mike Bray set the goal this year to get back in position to earn a bid in the NCAA tournament. The goals might get a little loftier with a win here tonight if they could start out 3-0 in conference.
Jackson, no hurry. Connaughton flashes. He takes a 3. Bang!
The ball inside.
Asturia scoops it to the rim.
5 new transfers.
Charles Mitchell had asked Brian Gregory to give him a break, and so Sampson comes back into the ball game, and Mitchell sits down. Connaughton, tough shot.
Great look.
Jackson, no hurry. Connaughton flashes. He takes a 3. Nice job by Heath breaking him down.
Yeah, just get an uncontested layup at this point in the game. What a basketball game. Well, you hate to see one team have to lose this game.
Connaughton again backs it.
The runner by Heath. We weren't told about that, but I watched Corey Hayward
About 6 o'clock, he came in. He was the only one here, and he was throwing up one jumper after the other. And I'm wondering, why is this kid not playing? He shoots the ball.
He's getting a start tonight. It's just his 6th ball game of the year.
Huge baskets for the Irish, just when you thought Iowa was getting ready to run away with it.
Astoria drives and finishes. Brad McCaffrey.
Even though he's still their leading scorer and playing very well, not as much of the burden is on him to go out and have a great game every night.
Astoria in the lane. Kevin, offensive rebound.
I'm nervous. They're watching. My 2 daughters went to Notre Dame, double domes. My 2 sons-in-laws
got
were
a lot
athletes.
of Notre Dame. A lacrosse team.
Yeah, we got
the whole thing.
We got family scholarship awards there.
Astoria gets the shooters.
And a 10-0 run for the Irish.
Rich, they've gotten 6 straight stops out of the 2-3 zone.
Astoria out to Beecham.
Right, and now look at what's happened because Gebbin comes back in. They go bigger, and Chris has got a match to them. He comes back with Derek Pardon.
Ash whistled for the...
Sense some apprehension by this Carolina crowd. I think they look at this Notre Dame team as a bunch of shooters, but they're a little bit more than that. A little more than the Carolina crowd bargained for earlier.
I think a lot of these fans remember the regular season meeting here last year.
Good by Cox. Great timeout. Great execution.
Jackson with a floater. Georgia Tech, senior transfer from East Carolina. Hayward, Sampson, Cox, Chris Bolden, Heath on the floor for Georgia Tech. Gevin has returned from Notre Dame with Jackson and also VJ Beecham for the first time. He fires for 3 and hit. Sharon Grant to Jackson. Astoria back to Grant. He's the guy they want to take the shot. Grant takes it at the hoop.
They call him the Oakland Zoo because we're in the Oakland neighborhood of the city of Pittsburgh, and they are out in full force to watch the Panthers against the number 8 team in the country, working on a 5-game winning streak. The Notre Dame Fighting Irish, 20-2, the best 22-game start since 19.
This is an older, unselfish group, and Mike Brey and his staff have decided that they are going to build their program on older players. And it has certainly worked at Notre Dame.
And you can see the graphic there. 8 baskets, 7 of them come with an assist. And Notre Dame year after year among leaders in the country in assists, assist to turnover ratio.
Catching it, ready to let it go, and then shooting it with some confidence.
3-pointer by Brown draws the Eagles to within a point. Connaughton another 3.
This one just lost the basketball.
Notre Dame, they beat Duke Friday. They said Mike Brey says he feels like he's part of the ACC now after wins over North Carolina, then Duke to win the ACC.
More than 3.5 minutes gone by. Carolina's still waiting to find that ACC preseason player of the year form for Marcus Page. He went on such a roll in the second half, really carried this Carolina team. They're expecting more.
And he's doing some damage. And Duke is getting back into this game. They were down 15 at halftime. It's 8 now.
Well, Justice Winslow has been a different player over the last few minutes. And now all of a sudden Duke has got a little more pep in its step on the defensive end, which it did not have in the first half. How in the first half against NC State? And this is not a team that has a furrowed brow and that look that you need. They don't have that oomph. Notre Dame's got it.
Okafor back into the game for the Blue Devils. Jackson off balance.
And passing. They give it up. They know it's coming back. And Mike Brey has really bred that into his team. And it's an older team.
Jackson with a drive, a scoop, and a 15
feet and in. He probably shoots 80%. Really good start for the Pitt Panthers.
Cameron Wright, the senior from Cleveland, Ohio, who averages just over 9 points per game. His first field goal. Jackson dribbled into trouble.
He's been able to do this year.
They're 3-0 in overtime this year, 5-1 in games decided by 5 points or fewer.
That changes the complete complexion of the ball. Wide open.
This year, right-handed, the way he lifts the ball over his head with both hands, it's almost as if you can't tell which hand he's going to shoot it with.
I would love to look inside his mind to see his thought process as to what hand he released the ball with.
Demetrius Jackson.
Grant, Vastoria, Connaughton, Torres, and Beecham, the 5 out there.
And you see Notre Dame go into this little circle action, and if they don't get anything, they'll set a little ball screen at the end with Austin Torres trying to get Jaren Grant in the gap.
He's looking for the roll. Instead goes to Connaughton. A game in this one.
See, they're not completely opposed to early offense. It's all dictated by the quality of the shot. If you get a layup, you can take it.
Getting back for Grant. Will he get hot these last 5? Connaughton already is.
David Walker has 8 points, 3 for 3 from the field. He needs more touches.
Now Walker has hit 2 3-pointers today. Here's Grant looking inside. August gets him off his feet.
My goodness. How did this happen? 25 for Hanlon. Well, that's how it happened. Vastoria to answer.
And Danny Manning's just been waiting to see when they would take the next step to be able to close out games when they're in the hunt late. Did it against Miami. They're going to need some big plays here.
Grant to Connaughton. Big shot.
Harden, one of those classic glue guys, right? Going to defend, block some shots, communicate on the defensive end.
Former high school teammate of Kansas's Carlton Bragg.
Senior transfer from East Carolina. Hayward, Sampson, Cox, Chris Bolden, Heath on the floor for Georgia Tech. Gavin has returned from Notre Dame with Jackson and also V.J. Beecham for the first time. He fires for 3 and hits.
Got homesick his freshman year. His mother made the trip up 5 separate times and basically told Coach Krimmel, you do what you need to do with my son.
On the floor to join Colson, so this is about as large a lineup as you'll see from the Irish, although Torres, when he's in there, brings a little girth. Bluger. Boy, you
Something along those lines, yes. And the lead is 11. Been as close as 8 after the initial salvo by Pittsburgh. Well, this speaks right back to your point about the importance of the last 3 minutes. Notre Dame had cut it down a little bit.
Team in scoring.
He was 17 of 18 before that miss. Vastoria catch and fire. Somehow it.
Well, how many times, Jay, have you seen, and you've talked about it, when North Carolina, one of the guards gets in and they just throw the ball up, and Bryce Johnson, he can simply jump higher than anybody else.
Well, they put Notre Dame in a ball screen there and forced the Irish to guard. Notre Dame, V.J. Beecham.
Defense, they come up with a steal and take it and convert it into a 3-point basket. But Adele, he only played 9 minutes in the first half because of foul trouble, so I think foul trouble has already had an impact on this game.
pull up for Beecham.
It's big steal. Here comes the crowd.
Vastoria.
And his shot has looked a little odd at times, but it has gone in the basket.
Cameron Wright is now 6 of 8 from the floor, and Wright has 12 points. Jackson forces.
And of course, no call there on the foul, which was rightly done by the referees.
So 2 minutes to go until halftime. An 11-point cushion. Steve Vastoria, Jackson.
Colson with 14, Farrell with 14, and Vastoria with 9, leading the way for the Irish, who with a 61-59 lead have their first lead of the game in Chestnut Hill. Colson working on Tavy.
A wild one misses, though. And Martinez-Gebben, who sat early with 2 personal fouls, starts the second half.
Can I echo Jay Will in this second half? Bonzie Colson, more Bonzie Colson, especially from the box.
I think they heard you.
Ball, don't take a shot until under 10.
Clock's down to 12. Now Grant is coming up towards the top. Connaughton trying to take Thomason down.
Me lucky. Roger Ayers, Michael Stevens are the officials here as assigned by the Atlantic Coast Conference.
Boston College opens in the man-to-man.
And Connaughton runs it in.
It's sort of unfair for people that are older that can't see that far. There's Wisteria way outside, defended by Jefferson. Connaughton pulls the trigger. Lane.
Shot clock has not been a factor. Connaughton for three. Bang.
I'm not much of a lip reader, but he just said nobody wants to play. Said it twice. Nobody wants to play. And oftentimes, Mike Krzyzewski will talk to his team about fight. Do they show fight? Do they have fight? And the answer right now is no. Notre Dame's got it.
Fluger, California freshman on the floor for the first time in the second half. The lead is 16. Remember, it's been as big as 18 in the ballgame. Here is Fluger.